morning. It is Wednesday, July 24th at 9:13 in the morning. I was gonna load the kiln and I planned for most of my pieces to fit within this large kiln. However, I ran into an issue this morning when I went to go plug it in. I was like, why is this thing not plugged in? There's a reason. The plug does not match the outlet. So I think most of my things can fit in the smaller kiln over to this other side right here. Some of them I measured so they would fit almost perfectly within here width-wise. So some might not get fired. I may have to just like remake them to make sure that they fit in the smaller one, which is a little frustrating because I wanted some larger things, but you work through it, you work past it, you do what you gotta do with the resources and things you have access to. So I was gonna load the kiln, misfire some of my pieces that I made last week. I have 2 other days that I need to trace and also make, and then I'm working on some crochet stuff and mixed media crochet piece for a quilt project that I'm doing as a collaboration with a few other artists here. That I'll show a little bit about my crochet process, and then some of the things I have already for my 3 13 by 13 squares and move from there. I'm also planning on doing a 100 subscriber giveaway. I know I'm pretty far off with my 6 subscribers, but something to look forward to as you keep following along on my journey. I thank and appreciate anyone who has already subscribed. If you haven't, subscribe to this week's. I have lots of content on there if you want to binge watch stuff. I don't know how interesting it is. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and let's get to it. Let's get some things done. Let's fire some pieces and problem solve. pieces are made. Half of them, a little bit more than half, are bisqued already. These need sanded because I didn't clean up the edges before. So they're like a little jagged and sharp. But I didn't want to clean up the edges before because some of my larger pieces, like these ones here, they were pretty fragile and the green were stayed right around here. This one broke before it even got fired, so this one had to get remade because it broke right here on my other one. So I decided I wasn't going to clean up the edges before they got this. I was like, I'll do that afterwards. So it's a lot of sanding and a lot of work, but I think it will make things look a little bit better. I did already practice one piece sanding. Doesn't matter. It will probably take a little longer than doing it while it's wet, but I really just wanted to minimize the amount of redos I had to do, and I only had to do one so far. And then also I had some issues with pieces that are supposed to connect that were larger pieces, like this piece here. It's pretty good with its connection to this other piece that got cut from it. However, like this, when I move it over here, I don't want to move it to the edge, lines up pretty well. There are some spots that need to get sanded down. This one too, it lines up pretty well, but I will have to sand this so it's not as deep here, and then this will fit in a little bit better, like get rid of some of this part jutting out. And then same here, smooth this out a little bit more so that this will connect seamlessly and have this negative space in the middle. This one turned out perfect. And then like this one also, this is like another double piece one. I don't know how I just did this. I know I did this piece separate from this piece, so I think that's why I didn't do the one big piece and then cut it up, because these are like, this would have been a large slab, so I did just try to trace the same line I made. So I still will have to sand things regardless if I did it beforehand or not. But nonetheless, all 86 pieces are done. There's more than 86 pieces here because like this is part 1, part 2 of this. This is part 1, part 2 of this, part 3. And some of them have just like 2 parts, so technically there's more than just 86. But nonetheless, half are bisque. These rest will be bisque next week, and then I'm making one more day piece from the eclipse that I drew and traced some little dappled light on the sidewalk with. And then I have to collect more drawings. So that will be, I'll be caught up with all my drawings for this. I had 2 drawings from the eclipse, but the other one was too weird that I was like, I'm gonna abandon it. But we're grinding along, we're making things. It's Friday, so I'm just gonna make those other ones and then start sanding. And I do have another whole set of days that need to be sanded anyway, so just work they got to get done for these things. It's about 4 o'clock. I think I'm done for the day. I made, this is like a whole set of pieces with a mid-fire grog clay. So it has like kind of like little bits in it. You can't really see it when it fires, but I wanted to see a little bit more, but you can't. That's fine. So I finished these. This is like 56 pieces, I think. Something like that. Yeah. 59. I don't think I have 60. 59 pieces. So I completed these. I'm gonna bisque fire them next week with my other pieces over here that I completed. They have been sitting out drying, so they're getting pretty dry. And then these will get fired and then sanded next week. I got through most of these pieces sanding. These ones got sanded. They're like nice and smooth. Yeah, you can see all these are like really nice and smooth. It just takes so long per piece to sand them down. And I still have these big ones and a few little ones to do. So I'll start next week doing that and then color coding them. And yeah, I think that's my plan so far.